this is BBC One with tonight's Crimewatch UK update.
Oh, I wish it was always this good. Some really, really strong information coming in tonight.
First, anthrax, and we had hoax letters. Here's one of them. All of them turned out to be harmless powder. Terrifying, of course, if you're on the receiving end of one of these. Bob, what kind of information have we had?
We've had some very, very significant information tonight, Fiona. A number of people have rung the programme in the office, and they've suggested a number of people as suspects for both these series. But I'm particularly interested by the fact that two people, quite independently of each other, have rung with the same name. And the name and the details they're providing is very, very specific. Very interested. My officers are working on this line of inquiry as we speak.
And it's a very strong lead, isn't it?
Indeed it is, Fiona.
OK, Bob, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Nothing quite so strong yet, I'm afraid, on the hit and run in Brixton in South London. It seemed an innocent enough accident until another car zoomed up and whisked away almost everyone involved.
I think we hit someone.
What's that? Hey! I saw that. I saw everything.
Please don't tell anyone. Please don't tell anyone.
Hey, get in here! Get in here! Come in here!
Come on, man.
Come on!
Go! Go!
Get in here! Get in here! Come on!
Move! Go!
Get in here!
The whole thing was rather bewildering, Liz, and you've only got, what, a dozen calls here?
That's right, but we've got 4 or 5 with names given.
Really? Now, I know you aren't going to say why, but that top one you're quite interested in.
Yes, because it's the person's address or where he lives is near the route, and the route that he would have taken to go from Brixton via Tooting and then on, so it's
You
not
said
too far
something
away.
quite remarkable, given that this was a hit and run. You said that by all accounts from the witnesses, the driver's actually quite a nice guy. You're still hoping he's going to call in tonight?
Yes, yes, I really would like to speak to him.
Just give the incident room number if he or any of those other passengers want to call in.
It's 0208 649 2940, and that's Streatham CID.
Now, the unlikely couple who committed a robbery in Surrey. One thief had a withered hand. His accomplice has Down syndrome.
What the hell's going on? What are you doing in our bedroom?
Come on, we gotta go! We gotta go!
They're such an unusual pair. To be honest, I wasn't quite sure what kind of calls we get. We have actually been inundated with names, 2 naming the same man, the one with the withered hand in Kent. And as far as the boy with Down syndrome goes, a few callers suggesting that the 2 men are actually brothers. Let's go on to the burglary in North London, which almost led to the death of 2 professional footballers. If you remember, a man has attacked one of them very seriously with a knife. He's lucky to be alive. Very good information on this too, actually. Police have found out, or they believe they've found out, who owns the stolen bike, and they have a potential name for the attacker too.
The Sheffield jewellery snatch, as so often happens in these cases, I've had a police officer rung up and he recognises the person who's given his name. The off-licence theft, the distraction, burglary at the Cirencester off-licence. I've been looking through the calls, some very positive ones, and 2 strong names have been given, and also I've had a call from a prison officer, and he's pretty positive. And finally, Michael Gwillan. Remember, we're looking for him. West Midlands want to speak to him about a shooting outside a pub in Willenhall. Someone who knows him well has seen him near to Liverpool in a brand new car. Good lead to follow up.
And we may have managed to identify this face. This is a computer reconstruction from a body found in north-east Scotland. We've had really quite a number of names on this, but 3 have come up again and again. Sorry, 1 name's come up 3 times, and we're actually quite confident on this. It's early days, we've got to be very, very careful, but so many things seem to link together, so that looks very, very promising. And news on the brazen rape of a 13-year-old near an air display at Duxford in Cambridgeshire. I say brazen because the girl was assaulted in full view of a road. And the man had a very, very distinctive appearance as well, with some sort of birthmark or something on his cheek. Now, we've had about 60 calls on this case, and there seems to be a link to Staffordshire, which we're looking into at the moment.
Police offered unconditional freedom tonight to 3 passengers in a hit-and-run car that killed a 9-year-old boy in Oxford. I say unconditional. The one thing they have to do is name the driver. This happened December last year. Dermot, it's somewhat disappointing results so far.
It is disappointing. There's some of the same information that we've had previously, but nobody actually coming forward stating that they have the evidence which we require to place the killer of Ross in court.
And let's just remind these passengers, if they come forward and they say to you or to another officer, they know who the driver was and they were in the car at the time, You're not going to prosecute them, are you?
And they make statements which places the driver before that court. No, they won't be prosecuted.
OK, Dermot, thanks.
Well, Stephen Herford had already pleaded guilty to a £1 million fraud. One caller is sure he's moved to Spain. Or do you know different? Please call. It is very busy, but please keep trying. And we also wanted to find Melville Wilms, the care worker whose patient died after his bank account was cleared out. Now, he's been spotted a couple of times in the West London area, but if you know where he is tonight, please do keep trying to call in.
The last call, we had just over 60 calls on the frantic killing in Sheffield on Bonfire Night. That was the murder of Michaela Haigh.
And she was able to give me little pieces of information every now and again.
The white male responsible for this stabbing is about 38 years of age, wearing a blue-coloured fleece. Over.
Driving a blue Sierra. Confirming the Sierra had a roof rack.
Yeah, Roger.
As I say, about 60 calls are still coming in on this. We've had 6 names. 2 of them are being researched right now. One of them is particularly interesting because yet another caller has added something which doesn't give them the same name but really does link into it. Incidentally, if you want to call on a crime we haven't covered, you can always call Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. And let me tell you also 2 people have given the same name on the syringe stabbing of a little 9-year-old in Southampton.
We've had a lot of calls about a map in relation to a minicab rape in London. And what a lot of people are suggesting is that this map is possibly a city farm in North London. This is the most detailed information we've had so far. And a lot of people are also suggesting places for the horse exercise yard. Some names have come in too. Let's move to Warwick now and a carefully planned attempted murder on an ordinary family. And one anonymous caller has named the gunman, so please call again. The police very much want to speak to you. And a number of people have rung in with the same name for one of the people putting false plates on the car. If you remember, that's the VW Golf.
It really has been quite a good night so far. The calls are still coming in, and please, if you know anything more, please keep ringing. The lines are open for another 45 minutes, at least 11:30. The number is 0500 600 600. There are other local numbers on CFAX on page 621.
And also, you can email us at cwuk@bbc.co.uk. If you've been a victim and you'd like to talk to someone at Victim Support Line, that number is 0845 30 30 900.
Looking good. I hope you're keeping good, keeping well till we see you next time. We'll be back next month on Thursday, the 20th of December. Don't have nightmares. Do sleep well. Good night.
Good night. It's been very good.
Strong language now on BBC One, and a harrowing discovery. With graphic and upsetting scenes, the atrocities of war continue to unfold in the drama Band of Brothers.
As you can see, we've assembled 15